What's up guys, you guys saw the title. Today we're going to be going over the Ikelos SMG and explaining why I think it is the best primary in PvE in the game right now. So in today's video we will be breaking down how to get this weapon, the best roll possible on it, then also comparing it to a few of the other top options in the game right now. And yeah, let's go and begin with how to get this weapon. If you do this quest line right here, there's going to be 4 steps, and every single time you'll get one of these engrams which contain Ikelos SMG and the sniper among other things. And once you're done with that quest line, you can then focus any umbral into these 2 different ones right here which come with the Ikelos weapons. And this week to farm the umbral engrams, I'm doing the contact event on Titan because it is the ogre boss, which means there's no health gates of any sort, so you can spawn kill it very easily. So that's a very quick way to get the umbrals. Then if you did the quest lines this week including the exotic one, you probably have a bunch of altered energy, so you're good to go. So reason number 1 that I think this is the best primary in the game, that is Warmind cells. All Ikelos and serve weapons can create Warmind cells. All you need on to be able to spawn Warmind cells is a Warmind cell mod, for example Global Reach, which only costs 1 energy and is a freebie, so everyone in the world has it. And this one will make Warmind cells you create affect and damage targets at a greater distance, which means bigger explosions and pretty much nuclear bombs. So with just a mod that costs 1 energy, you can take any Ikelos or serve weapon and create nuclear bombs with it. And Warmind cells are so strong that if everyone in the world used them, I would still say they're the most underrated thing in the entire game. They are that good. The main point of your primary weapon in Destiny is add clear, so mostly red bars, and Warmind cells are the best way in the history of Destiny to kill red bars. It's not even close. So pretty much any primary that can spawn Warmind cells is automatically among the best primaries in the game because of the fact that Warmind cells are the best add clear, which is the point of your primary. So yeah, even if you took the worst primary in the entire game, for example the white version of Traveler's Chosen, and if it could create Warmind cells, I would still say it's better than pretty much every other primary in the game that can't create Warmind cells. And that is reason number 1 why I think this is the best primary in PvE right now. So now we look at the perks on this weapon. There's going to be a lot to look at. There's going to be 5 perks per slot. The ones to note are going to be Threat Detector, Subsistence, and Grave Robber in the left slot. Then for the right slot, there's only going to be really 2 that we're going to look at in this video, Demolitionist and also Surrounded. So first look at the left column perks, Threat Detector. Increased reload stability and handling when enemies are in close proximity. So whenever there's one enemy nearby, you get Threat Detector, and this makes it so your reload is a little bit quicker, you swap quicker, then also have better stability. Then if you have 2 enemies nearby, it goes to ×2, which is the max. And at this point, if you have something like Enhanced SMG Loader, which only costs 3 energy, you're already at the cap reload speed of his weapon, so you have max reload speed. Another perk you can use is going to be Subsistence, where kills partially reload the magazine from reserves, but reserve capacity is reduced. So the big drawback of this perk is with it on, you only hold 185 ammo, which is not a lot at all. That's like 6 magazines. And then if you don't have the perk on, you hold 335, so you lose 44% of your ammo when you put it on this perk, which is quite a lot for SMGs, and they don't really have that much ammo in the first place. But every single time you get a kill, you're going to get 4 ammo back into the magazine from reserves, which will make it so you don't have to reload as often, but you're going to be out of ammo very quickly with this perk. So I wouldn't highly recommend it on an SMG, you just don't have enough ammo to make it work. You could also use Grave Robber in the left slot, which will be when you get a melee kill, you'll get ammo from thin air, and it'll refill your magazine. So this will make it so you pretty much have infinite ammo. And if you're a person that melees a lot, and meleeing kind of works on SMG because they're close quarters, I think you can make it work. But overall, I definitely think Threat Detector is the best perk in the left column because of the fact it maxes out your reload very easily, and some pair really nicely with the 2 right column perks, the first one being Surrounded and the second one being Demolitionist. So first looking at Surrounded, this weapon gains bonus damage when 3 or more enemies are in close proximity. Then with Surrounded, you always want to use Surrounded Spec, which will give you a little bit more damage and make the perk linger. So first without the perk we hit 848 on this night. Now with Surrounded it goes up to 1185, which is going to be that 40% increase, which is going to be the second best damage perk in the game besides multi-kill clip ×3. And the other perk in this column we're going to be looking at is going to be Demolitionist, which is going to be where we get grenade energy back on kill. Then also throwing our grenade reloads our weapon. We're then pair that with anti-barrier rounds, then also breach resonator on our chest piece, which will help us get our grenade back even quicker. So with all this going on, you'll be getting your grenade back very quickly in roughly 5 or 6 kills depending on what your discipline stat is. So if you're going for a grenade build, obviously this will be the better option. So overall, the god roll on this weapon is definitely going to be Threat Detector in left slot, then either Surrounded or Demolitionist. If you have one that can swap like I do, that is going to be perfect for everything, and you really only need one. You could also pull off Subsistence and Demolitionist. With this roll, you pretty much never have to reload. but you also don't have that much ammo. But you could possibly make it work if you were very cautious, but overall I just think the threat detector is just the better option in most situations. And this isn't the only SMG in the game that can spawn Warmind cells, so why do I think this one is better than the Seraph SMG? Well, looking at the Seraph SMG, the best role is pretty much going to be Ambitious Assassin, and also Dragonfly with Dragonfly Spec. Then if you want, you can also get Drop Mag to help with the reload speed, but I have Enhanced SMG Loader, which takes it pretty close to the max reload, so it's pretty good as is. And this role is going to be good for two reasons. One, with the first perk, Ambitious Assassin, it's going to help you not have to reload as often. When you get multi-kills before reloading, it'll increase the max size all the way up to 41 as you saw, which means once you get that perk going, you're going to be reloading less often because you're going to have bigger magazines. Then it also has Dragonfly on it, which normally I'm a huge fan of Dragonfly plus Dragonfly Spec, but I don't think it works that well on an SMG or something like an Ehroar that is full auto. It's hard to guarantee the final bullet that actually gets a kill will be a headshot and proc the perk. Then on top of that, on a Seraph / Ikelos weapon that creates Warmind cells are pretty much the best Dragonfly you'll ever see in your life. So it's kind of overkill to have Dragonfly in the first place, when instead you can just get 5 kills with this weapon, create a Warmind cell, and clear the entire room for free. So it's kind of pointless in my opinion to have Dragonfly on a Seraph weapon, and I'd rather have a damage perk, for example Surrounded, and be able to kill those first 5 adds a lot quicker to get that Warmind cell to spawn, then shoot the Warmind cell and clear the rest of the room. And on top of that, we look at the damage of these SMGs, Ikelos hits 907 without Surrounded, then with Surrounded it goes to 1270. Then on the other hand, the Seraph weapon hits 937, which means Ikelos SMG with Surrounded is going to be hitting 35.5% more damage per shot. Then on top of that, it's a 750 RPM compared to 600 RPM of the Seraph weapon. Shooting 27 shots took 2.152 seconds. Doing the same with the Seraph SMG will take a little bit longer at 2.586 seconds. Meaning the base DPS of the Ikelos is 11,380, which is going to be better than the base DPS of the Seraph weapon at 9,700. So even without Surrounded, Ikelos is doing more damage per second than the Seraph SMG. Then if you add Surrounded on top of that, it's going to be a lot more, like 70-80% more damage per second. So not only is the damage per second better on the Ikelos, even though it's a higher RPM, it's going to have more or less the exact same range depending on your perks. Both of them having a damage drop off of roughly 17 meters, which is pretty crazy that this weapon's doing more damage per second and has the same range, so it's pretty much just overall a better SMG. Of all the other Ikelos and Seraph weapons, the only one that compete with these two SMGs will be the sidearm, but unfortunately you cannot get this one anymore, so if you don't have it already, you cannot get it. But if you have a good rolled one from last season, I would say it's pretty much just as strong as these two SMGs. So if you have it, great, but out of the weapons you can still farm for right now, the Ikelos is definitely the best option in the entire game. And it fits perfectly into my Warlock build on Devour with Witherhoard, Ikelos SMG, and also the Falling Guillotine. Then for the mods I'm using right now on my Warlock build, it's going to be Global Reach, as we talked about earlier in the video, to get Warmind cells. Then we're going to also have Loosened Blade for that 35% increase to our sword damage and also quicker heavy attacks. We're going to have Reactive Pulse, which was Font of Light, but it now has been changed to its correct name and also the correct description, which is that chain arc energy whenever you're surrounded and take damage. And finally, we're going to use Blast Radius to become Charge of Light. Every single time we get a double kill with our Witherhoard, we'll get ×1. Then also we have a Present Darkness for our Void Grenades. The question on this build now is what helmet should we use? Before I used Nezarec Sand with my Void sidearm, but now that this is an arc one, I'm using Verity's Brow, which is going to do a lot of things, including get our grenade back for us and our teammates, and also increase our grenade damage. If you pair that with Demolitionist on the Ikelos SMG with anti-barrier rounds and also Breach Resonator, we can easily get our grenade back in 3 kills. It's almost 2. Then even if we didn't have Demolitionist, it'd still be in 4 kills. So this build is really good for Oppressive Darkness grenades. And on top of that, we have ×5 of the perk. It'll increase the damage of our grenade also. First, without it hits 2064. Now getting ×5 and throwing a grenade, it's going to hit for 50% more damage, which is really good because of the fact that we're going to have infinite grenades with this build. Then on top of that, another huge part of this exotic is that when I throw my grenade, my nearby allies will also get their grenade back a lot quicker with Fill the Flames. As you see, you pretty much instantly get grenade back, which is pretty crazy. You could still use Nezarec Sim with this build even though your primary isn't Void. You'll have to rely on your grenades and also your sword to get Void kills. And if you can do that, you can make it work also. And that help you get all of your abilities back quicker, including your super and not only your grenade. And finally, the last option will be Crown of Tempest, which is going to be pretty similar to Nezarec Sim, but now with arc ability kills. And you might be thinking, well, you're on Voidwalker, how's that work? But with Reactive Pulse, which was Font of Light, every single time this perk procs, the kills will count as arc ability kills and proc the Crown and Tempest buff. So that is how that will work in this build, and it works pretty well. Overall, I think I'm going to be using Verity's Brow, because the fact is going to be the easiest of the 3 exotic helmets to keep procced, and also help my teammates greatly, so it's actually really good for team play. And overall, 50% more damage for a grenade is also very strong. Final tip with this build that I've said probably every single time I've talked about it is pretty much the way it works for Agler is you want to shoot Witherhoard, then instantly swap to your Seraph weapon, or in this case Ikelos SMG, and every single kill with the Witherhoard will also count as kills with the Ikelos SMG and work towards spawning in your next Warmind cell. So that's pretty much the flow of the build: shoot Witherhoard, swap to your Ikelos SMG, then you'll be getting Warmind cells very, very quickly. Shoot Warmind cell, kill everything else in the room, get up to a group of ads or a single target, and you have your sword for really good damage. Throw your Oppressive Darkness grenade, and yeah, you're pretty much good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the Ikelos SMG is one of the best feeling primaries in the entire game, with Threat Detector and Surrounded doing among the highest CPS of all primaries in the game, which means it's gonna feel like it shreds through enemies the quickest, because it is. Then with Threat Detector, you easily get the fastest reload speed possible on the weapon, and also have really good handling and stability. So with all that being said, I already feel like it's one of the best primaries in the game, and then when you add in the fact that it can spawn Warmind cells on top of all of that, it's pretty much just untouchable. Anyways, that's it for the video. Let me know what role on the Ikelos SMG is your favorite. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.